Alright, how we doing, everybody? Just loading in. Welcome to our February promotion and award ceremony. We kick off the ceremony here in about 5 minutes, so if you're watching on Restream, you can forward to about 5 minutes from now. We will be covering our February promotion and award ceremony, as the title says. We do have a giveaway going on today. If anybody remembers our Q4 podcast that we released in January here, one of the keys to direct contact was going to be in a giveaway. Soldiers had to reply with HUA and like and subscribe, of course, to our channel and that video. Currently, right now, we're sitting roughly at about 22 entries, which is phenomenal. So at the end of our ceremony here, we will be giving those away. So looking forward to that. All right. Kicking off here in about 3 mics. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, my wife gave me this shirt. She doesn't like the one that I have that says I love my wife, but then it says I love when my wife lets me game or something like that. But the only thing that's showing is the I love my wife. Of course, Nick, right there, buddy. So many of them. This one's 5 pages long. Barely 5 pages. I have some handwritten notes on there too to make sure I talk about it. So, sounds good, Staff Sergeant. Yes, please watch. All right, we'll go on in. All right. Well, what do you got, Nick? I didn't know there was a problem with my ceremony notes. Besides, obviously, we're too gracious and we give shit tons of medals every month. All right, kicking off one mic.
Alpha Company, all present and accounted for, sir.
Outstanding. All right, good. Post. All right. Everybody hear me in the back? Sergeant First Class winners? All set?
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. All right, welcome to our second ceremony of the 2023 year. January was a great way to kick off our year with everything that's happened in the month of January thus far. Obviously, we'll touch on quite a bit of it today. Some of the extra call outs obviously was the addition of a whole new squad. We have Corporal Duck and our fifth squad Wizards. I know we held a sensing session in the month of January right after we did this. They joined us here for a couple times in when they were looking through what a merger looks like, and that I know I answered quite a few questions in regards to what does a merger of that magnitude, 10 to 15 people coming in, plus all their people that each of them know throughout that. So I mean, it's an extremely great benefit for our unit. It's an extremely great benefit to our fifth squad. Those that attended the sensing session, I made it known about kind of what the end goal of adding that many to. Obviously, we need to continue to maintain and stabilize our current squads. I know that was brought up. Why didn't they get filtered in? That's not how mergers work per se. Definitely to those sizes. Um, but as we continue to grow our leaders, our squad leaders, fire team leaders, to continue to help bring stability, activity, morale to their each squad. Some squads have a benefit than some others, so we continue to have to monitor that and push our leadership to get engaged, including myself, including our command staff team. Um, Making sure that we have soldiers that are ready and available to answer questions, make people feel welcome. All our new soldiers go through and obviously post introduction boards. I mean, we want to greet them, we want to say hello to them, and we want them to feel comfortable in our unit here. So the month of January, with the enlistment of currently right now those 10 that came in with our fifth squad. I have wrote down the notes with what 7 going into fifth squad. We had Private, now Warrant Officer candidate Tracy, join our 3 cab. And then we currently still have pending 2 working on trying to still get in. Just mostly time and work gets in the way of that. But a great start to our year with that. On top of those 7 that fully enlisted, I'll just kind of read through our entire list of inductees for the month of January, which a great way to kick off our 2023 year. So we got Lactrum, Castro, Alpine, I'm going to mess this one up, Bellingsley, uh, Crafty returned, Murphy, Quaid, Zyper, Hutchinson, Mayo, Meyer, O'Sullivan, Cade, Hoggins. Then we have the fifth squad: Duck, Tracy, Kuros, Blitz, Kit, Johnson, Larkin, and then Jay Smith and another bird joins us. So that's quite the list for January. Now the key there is maintaining those and retention on those. We all know that January traditionally, if you've been around for a couple of years, is a great recruitment month. A lot of college kids are still off the month of January. They don't return till the end. We got those that just got the game for the holiday season. So they're checking it out. They just had the Steam sale that it was pretty cheap on. So being able to have soldiers that pick up the game, check it out, and wanna play realism. We have a small window there to really, I guess reel them into Milsim, and it takes all of us to make sure that happens. Some other things that we want to celebrate coming up here in February. We have 2 unit anniversaries that have come across and hit the 2-year or 1 year. 2 of them hit 1 year this month of February. So we have Corporal Kelso, who's currently on LOA. He hit his 1 year coming up today, February 5th, is exactly 1 year. Then we have Chief Warrant Officer 2, Dio Mendez, who is in our 3 cab as one of our flight leaders. He hits his 1 year February 16th. So Those that are new and don't know exactly what the significance of hitting unit anniversary is, we give off unit anniversary gifts. It's something that that's pretty unique to us, to where we have the unit funding provided by our soldiers, are those that donate, including any of our command staff that just throws in, myself, to make sure that we stay afloat financially. But obviously, we think it's very, very important to recognize and appreciate those that serve. In this case, 1 year with us. We send out an anniversary gift at 1 year, at the 3 year mark. Which most recently we just had Sergeant Grigg and First Sergeant Brock that hit that back in December and January here. So they each would had received their 3 year anniversary gift. We then moved to 5 years, and then it's every 5 after that. So I think that's something you don't see in many units, to where we're able to not only afford that, but also show that extra thing, that extra appreciation. So some other things that we have coming down the pipeline in February here is FIG. Obviously, we always announce what upcoming training courses are coming down for the month. We have our Combat Lifesaver course, which is February 9th at 1900 EST. Here's a big one that I know we have, definitely with this large list of January enlistees. We're going to have a lot of people wanting to get through that land nav course. Land navigation is February 17th at 1500 EST. Note land nav is kind of like the entry to all our other courses. It's one of those that's one of the prerequisites, the requirements to take things like expert infantry, to take airborne, to take air assault. So as those come along, airborne our land nav is one of those required courses. So make sure you hit that up again, February 17th. And then, back by popular demand, we have our expert infantry school and running the end of February here. That's to get that expert infantry badge, which would be the coveted expert on everything. You're an expert infantry, right? Being able to do that. That's February 25th at 1000 EST, so 10 a.m. EST. I mean, that's a phenomenal course. It takes quite a few times to pass. If you're me, it took me at least a good 3-4 times to finally pass that course, because it is a high drop rate in it, and it's difficult. So if you qualify, check out the requirements to attend that course, and please sign up. It's worth it if you pass it. It's been dubbed one of our best courses we run in this unit. So as we get down into the closing notes, I have some information about our deployment status, so I'll be sharing that as well. So I guess we can kind of jump on into some promotions and awards. First off, if I can get Kidon and Nicholas post. Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, damn bots. All right, Balface. There you go. All right, these two soldiers are hereby being awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal for donating $50 or more in the calendar month of January. January was the first time. I think we've missed the last 2 months. I think November and December were pretty rough for us in terms of donation, which 100% understand. You got the holiday season, right? Saving up that money for whatever Black Friday deals or whatever you're trying to buy for that loved one or anything like that. But a big thank you to Kidon for donating $50 or $70. Nicholas here for donating $50. And then a special shout out to Private Hodgins that donated $30. Didn't meet the goal of $50 to qualify for the medal, but still donated what he had. And he specifically reached out to me and said, sorry, I can't donate more. By all means, I don't care what is donated. $10 is 100% great with me. With anybody in the unit, it's about that appreciation and showing that commitment, that you kind of put your money where your enjoyment is, where your mouth is. And it's quite an honor that we have such gracious soldiers in our unit that really fund. I mean, we hit our goal of $150 for the month of January, which is exactly what our goal is. That covers our servers, that covers our website, that covers the additional out of there goes into that unit fund for buying gifts for everybody. So it's one of those that is extremely important. I'm a firm believer in having strong finances in a unit our size or any unit in milsim community, any community. You have an overhead that you have to hit and you have to pay attention to, and having our soldiers be able to help with that, and then always having our soldiers that we can fall back on when the times are tight for everybody, that are always out there donating, and we have a select few of those in our unit that always will throw extra in if we need it. So, and a big thank you to these two again, Kidon, Nicholas. I highly appreciate you guys for donating and setting the tone and the pace for hopefully a very strong 2023. So outstanding. Cool.
Ooh.
All right, about face. Get on. About face. Yeah, you gotta turn around. Nope, not back up into me. Close. I think his head's broke. Hey, there you go. Welcome. All right, fall back in. All right. So, these two soldiers aren't present currently. We came across Lieutenant Vandal and Sergeant Grigg. Both are currently on LOA, but both hit a anniversary in the month of January, and hereby qualify for the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. That medal is awarded to soldiers that have 365 days time in service, so once per year with a deployment. It's pretty rare, if ever, in our history that we have never had a deployment within a year. So those two soldiers, both currently on LOA for various reasons, military service and whatnot, but they continue to obviously serve with us, be here with us, so they qualify for the expeditionary. So big hoo to them.
Ooh.
Oh. All right. Next up, if I can get Garcia and Ivanov post. Ivanov is TPR, but he's on my stream right now. So. Oh. Thanks, guy. There you go. About face. All right, once again, these two soldiers who are constantly up here every month are hereby being awarded the Humanitarian Service Medal for voting on clans list. Voting on our clans list is extremely vital. If you look at the applications that come through, a large portion of our enlistees have at least heard of us and then researched us, but heard of us initially through clans list. We're constantly in that top echelon, top 5. It's pretty rare that we're outside the top 1 or 2, maybe early in the morning, but we have dedicated soldiers that vote fearlessly. Voting is one of those side tasks that we request from all our soldiers to achieve certain ranks and to maintain, to get up into a leadership role, corporal, anything like that. It's double digits a month, which is at least, one time, 2 times a week. Will kind of get you into that double digit. You can vote up to 2 times a day with different platforms. So meaning, one on your computer, one on your mobile data or something like that. That's how you get up to that 60 votes in a 30-day period. And that's something that Garcia and Ivan always do. They have a great system down, so make sure that you check out them and you follow them on their way of doing things. So, all right, congratulations.
Ooh.
All right, Buffface. Thanks again, Staff Sergeant.
Sir.
Lead the way. Fallen. All right. Next up, if I can get myself, McMahon, Garcia again, Specialist Bird, PFC Hunter, Specialist Kovic, Bristow, Fernandez, R. Winters, female type, and York post. salute. All right. And about face. All right. So all these soldiers, including myself, are hereby being awarded a Good Conduct Medal. So for some of these soldiers, this is their first Good Conduct Medal. Looking at our lower enlisted, our PFCs, our specialists that have served, um, in good standing in our unit, no AWOLs, no unexplained absences. They're here to do their duty, serve in their DMOSs if they're in one, and continue to, be here, do what they say they're going to do. They said they're going to sign up. They said they're going to be here. And that's what they do. So, I mean, that's simply it. That's a Good Conduct Medal. It can be awarded every 3 months for good service. And some of these soldiers have been up here every 3 months for their entire service in our unit. Looking at our higher enlisted, our staff sergeant, our warrant officer one, but ultimately everybody else will hopefully follow suit. So, congrats. All right, Bellface. All right, fall back in. All right. Go ahead and get me T. Hunter, Dio, and Lancaster post. I always have to specify female type. I got several of them. All right, above face. All right, so we got Hunter and Lancaster. Dio's TP'd hard. So first we have PFC Hunter. So these soldiers are hereby being awarded the Army Achievement Medal. I'll read each of their citations. During FTX 1, Hunter, all by himself, while the rest of the squad had been dealing with casualties, went under fire to bring back his fallen squad leader. While under heavy fire of superior and multiple guns, and taking wounded from enemy forces, the Hunter managed to grab his squad leader and bring him back to the CCP, ultimately bringing the squad back to 100%. So, as we continue to move through our FTX phase, medals like the AAM are, AAM, ARCOM, things like that. They're dual purpose. There's the side of those that are combat related. In this case, yes, it is combat related. However, we're in a training environment. So the big difference there is that these are just standard leadership, standard achievement style medals. So being awarded the Army Achievement Medal is something that PFC Hunter has earned. Outstanding. Cool. We then have Warrant Officer Lancaster, Warrant Officer Kenneth. Not Canada anymore. Warrant Officer 1, Lancaster, has gone above and beyond his call of duty inside 3 cab. Despite having transferred in the end of the days of 2022, the warrant officer has been hard at work to already make a name for himself within the brigade. Not only actively participating in events, not only going out of his way to get the unit back on its feet within our recruiting and retention, but also in the way he leads other new pilots and teaches them the ropes. He took lessons learned from his warrant officer candidate training and applied them into reality. He's only been with 3 Cab for 4 weeks and has already established himself as a crucial and critical member of our brigade. So there's somebody that went in and really just hit the ground running. It's something that he's passionate about within our 3 Cab, the leadership that he provides within our 3 Cab without really holding a leadership position. Leadership's not about a title. And Warrant Officer Canada here, Warrant Officer 1, sorry, has really shown that since stepping up. And then we got Dio here. Dio's, as I said, not present. Usually I don't read the citation if they're not present, but I think this one's very vital for Dio, knowing the amount of work that he puts into our 3 Cab as well, being our flight lead, warrant officer, chief warrant officer, also known as Chief Dio, is a vital part of our 3 Cab's transformation during the months of this FTX. The chief has shown not only a great leadership ability, but also superb flying abilities. Dio is a big reason as to why 3-cab is so effective as it is. And I couldn't say that any better. The amount of work that him and Chief Warrant Officer Cooper have put in the month of January leading into this FTX. I had the privilege of flying with them in January for about half the FTX and was blown away by their training and the attitudes that they have towards their training. Understanding that this is, training is training. It's not exactly flashy and fun. I know we've been having some comments about FTXs and, why aren't we in ops yet, and the training side of it, but that's the milsim, that's the military side of it. We have brand new soldiers with us, ranging from 5 hours of gameplay to 5,000 hours of gameplay. Getting us through these numbers, through this, not only builds the cohesion of each element, each unit, much like what 3-cab's doing, with outstanding attendance from all their troops, but also so it bonds them. It makes sure that they know each other's strengths and weaknesses as well. If somebody's not so strong on the radios, we have somebody that is. We can help with that. If somebody's not so strong with identifying enemy fire or PID or anything like that, we have others that have a good understanding of that and can help. That's the whole point of this FTX phase, is so that when we get in combat here later on this year, we understand and we know that we're not going to go down. So, and a big thank you to all 3 of these soldiers, because leadership is the main thing around that Army achievement medal. So congratulations. All right, about face. All right, fall back in. Congratulations. Yes, that last one was Dio. All right. Next up, if I can get Lancaster post. I should have had you stay up here.
It's okay, sir. I need the exercise.
Good. I wasn't gonna say anything. 3-cab's been slacking on their PT. All right, Buffets. All right. So in the month of January, we had Warrant Officer candidate Lancaster go through his final SEER training and get capstoned into Warrant Officer 1. So part of the Warrant Officer candidate school is just like our kind of like basic training. They're automatically promoted upon completion. So that's why I keep messing up the candidate versus the 1. He's a Warrant Officer candidate 1 now. Get it now. Warrant Officer 1. With that, however, what he earns here is those aviator wings, officially becoming a U.S. Army aviator. Working on the aircraft that they bring in. We just recently added an aircraft for 3-cab, which I don't even know if I could get in and start nowadays, let alone fly it. So they're diving more into the realism side of what they can do. But with that, I'm happy to award him his aviator wings. So, hua. All right. Ballface. All right. And then go ahead, stand fast. Stay right there. Why don't you get me next? Not only Lancaster here, but Nikes, Nicholas, Smiricki, Donley, Hunter, Smith, and Starling post. All right, about face. All right. So a course that we completed in January here, led by our instructors, our FIG, First Sergeant, and his team, conducted an air assault school. Air assault is one of those that is a specialized badge, is a skill badge course. So these soldiers are hereby being awarded their air assault badges. Qualifies them for a lot of things involving our helicopters, rappelling, sling ropes, anything along those lines. I've been through the air assault course again. It's outstanding. I can't find really many of our courses that don't have some sort of real feel to them that you get full gratification out of completing. Because A, they're challenging. B, you can fail them. and C, just the amount of fun and amount of stuff that you got to do in them sometimes is overwhelming. So big congratulations to this group here for achieving their air assault badges. Cool.
Ooh.
All right, Bowface. All right, fall back in. Why don't Hunter and Smith and Starling you stay? Since I have you all up here. So go ahead, cover down. All right. Beautiful. Bowface. All right. These three soldiers are hereby being promoted to E4 specialist, entering what we call the E4 Mafia. These three have qualified not only through their time in service, they qualify through their clans list votes, and they qualify through being in a DMOS. So being a part of a DMOS is vital to our unit, whether that is any of our S shops, from recruiting and retention, FIG, BMO, COE, PAO, Corps of Engineers is more or less invite only, but being able to help administratively ultimately helps our entire unit. We struggle in some areas in DMOSs, and others are extremely strong no matter what we do. So being able to continue to recruit talent into each DMOS so that we have additional people when needed, especially for courses like FIG. That's a little bit more flashier, right? With being able to be in game, but it takes a lot of commitment to constantly do these courses. Um, you know, so a big thank you and a big congratulations to these specialists. Cool.
Ooh.
Outstanding. All right, Buffface. Congrats, specialists. Welcome to the Mafia. Fall back in. All right. Next up, if I can get Garcia, Kidon, and Babel post. Outstanding. Buffface. There you go, Kidon. All right. These three soldiers, three in front of you, are hereby being awarded the Armed Forces Service Medal. The Armed Forces Service Medal is awarded to only soldiers within a DMOS. So in this case, this is serving 6 months within a DMOS. In this case, all three of them have served 6 months, another 6 months, or their first 6 months maybe, in our base maintenance operations. One as Garcia, being our NCOIC. We have Kidon as our senior RMS, and then Staff Sergeant Babel as an RMS for the last 6 months. Continue to serve. BMO is one of those DMOSs that is run extremely well, has very high activity within its DMOS. To be able to have our drill sergeant's journals, having this ceremony processed within like the first 24 hours. It's insane the amount of activity that they put forth to make sure it's happened so that we can get updates on our uniforms started even a little quicker. But outstanding job to these three for a solid 6 months of service within that DMOS. Cool.
Ooh.
All right, Bowface. Fall back in. Get on. There you go. Get on. Welcome back. All right. Next up, if I can get Smiriki and Siegel post. All right. Buffes. All right, we have Specialist Miriki here with us. Siegel is current TPR. Both are hereby being awarded the Army Commendation Medal, the ARCOM. Smiriki for his active development as a soldier and a leader within 1st Squad Scorpions during the months of December and January. Specialist has shown himself as a capable soldier that can do that has everything it needs to support the whole squad or take lead, even taking on mentorship of our new soldiers by showing and explaining them to them how the squad operates and provides them with proper documentation on how Arma works. Without him and his skills, Scorpions wouldn't be where Scorpions currently is. And then for Corporal Siegel, again, for going above and beyond his duties as a 2IC within our Ghost Squads. When an administrative problem arises, the Corporal does not hesitate, but steps up to the task and was able to resolve the situation with excellence. He continued to work and the dedication has set him apart and has shown his merit for both his combat and administrative leadership. He is an example and inspiration to other leaders within our 3rd Infantry Division. So again, the ARCOM is one of those that is awarded for strong leadership, can be combat. In this case, leadership just as a whole within 1st Squad and 2nd Squad, respectively. Both have caught even my eye on a lot of things as well, on how they handle themselves, how they approach themselves, conduct themselves, I should say. And it's great to see that we have a great junior leadership corps in here. You know, neither of these are squad leaders yet, but continue to do what they do, and ultimately that's the next step for either of them. So congratulations to both being awarded the ARCOM. Hua.
Ooh.
All right, Balface. Congrats. Fall back in. All right, next up, if I can get Donley and Kovic post. If either are here. All right, I assume either aren't here. These two soldiers are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of E4 Corporal, completing their promotion board, which is one of the requirements to achieve the rank of Corporal, is getting into that promotion board. The next one, the signups are happening, so any current specialists looking for that next step, see your first line leader, so that we can get you recommended. Make sure you qualify for one. To go to that board, but these two soldiers attended the promotion board in January, both passed and continued to serve their elements. Being a corporal means that you're a leader. You enter the NCO Corps as a junior NCO, and really that's the only way to get into the NCO Corps. You have to lead. You have to be a leader in this unit. Leading is a large responsibility. Those that take it on, it's by volunteer base. And the standards don't change. So making sure that you're taking care of your troops so that they take care of everything else is extremely vital. So congratulations to 2 more NCOs entering into our unit. Hua. All right. Go ahead. I need Nikes, McKinsey, and Shocked post. All right, Balface. All right, McKinsey's currently TPR'd. He was drilled this weekend for the National Guard. These 3 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal, the JSAM. Again, this is a medal and award that is only given out for DMOS work. So we have Warrant Officer here, Warrant Officer candidate, who is being awarded this for his work within FIG as a drill instructor for unwavering dedication and service to FIG. Warrant Officer candidate has instructed a large number of OSETs in addition to Combat Lifesaver School, Combat Medic School, Advanced Radio Course. His hard work and commitment to high standards sets the example for excellence within our S3 cadre. We have Specialist Shocked also being awarded his efforts as a drill instructor for sustained commitment and excellence within S3, serving as a drill instructor. Specialist Shocked has led a large number of trainees through numerous OSETs. He ensures quality instruction and readiness of our new soldiers in each phase. This dedication and service is an important part of FIG's high standards of tactical and technical expertise. And then Corporal McKenzie being awarded for outstanding leadership and presence within FIG, instructing a large number of courses, including OSET, Land Nav, Combat Lifesaver course, and Air Assault course. Corporal McKenzie continues to set a high example of superior service, working as a drill instructor, and sets the example of excellence within our FIG as well. I will throw in that special call out to McKenzie for his outstanding work in several DMOSs, much along all our soldiers, but he recently took on NCOIC of our public affairs as well, and has been making his own path in there. We're working on lots of different things from our public affairs journalists and then our combat journalists as well. So a big shout out to these three for their continued efforts within our DMOSs. Again, so vital to our success, and a big thank you to them. Hua.
Ooh.
All right, Buffface.
Bro.
Congratulations. Fall back in. All right. I'm gonna go through. So he's currently not present, but I want to take some time to talk about a soldier that is retiring from us. He's currently a member of our command staff. He has served off and on with us for the last, it's 2023 now, so we're up on 8 years with us. Lieutenant Frost has gone through, first put in a retirement packet, went into an LOA to take care of some things, and just ultimately, just the timing isn't there. It hurts, definitely, to lose a command staff member. If those that don't know, Lieutenant Frost currently leads our 3 cap, and since going on his LOA, Chief Warrant Officer Cooper, as the XO, has kind of stepped up and really taken the reins to allow the lieutenant to kind of step away and figure some things out. But ultimately, Lieutenant first served with us in May of 2015. Went infantry most of his career until around 2020, to where he's been serving with 2020 since 2020, off and on. He has a couple tours with us in our 3 cab, and like I said, most recently as our 3 cab commander. Served as the XO, served as a flight leader, and has a large amount of experience throughout there. He also serves as our OIC in recruiting and retention for the last couple months, and he's taken that over for me. Now I guess I'll be taking that back, but one thing with Lieutenant, as I said, he has several tours with us. But I guarantee we'll see him back. He's still pretty active on TeamSpeak and loves to hang out with the troops with us and play other games, and just ultimately the requirements that are needed of him as a command staff member is extremely high. So ultimately we had to move towards the retirement side of things. But I would like to award him a Meritorious Service Medal for his service with us. This tour he served 1 year and a month. He had his anniversary, I think just in the end of early January, end of December, to qualify really for a retirement on this. He'll retire as a first lieutenant. The ways that works is that you have to serve in those roles and be promotable to get that next rank to fully retire as a captain. So he'll retire as a first lieutenant. But ultimately, we absolutely love Frost. He brings a lot of enjoyment when you talk to him, and his banter back and forth. He was, as I said, a trusted command staff member of ours. To be in our command staff team, it's a strong bond between those, because we're ultimately the mind that ensures that the unit continues to run successfully, and we're checking all the checklists, and we're dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and making sure. And he was a strong part of that for a while. So yeah. With that, we are going through the process for selecting the next CO of our 3 cab. Ultimately, Chief Warrant Officer Cooper here will continue to take the reins. And most likely, we still have some conversations to be had. We never got to those this week. But I feel very confident in saying that Chief Warrant Officer Cooper here will be continuing to take the lead of our 3rd cab, and we'll officially make that happen once we go through kind of that vetting, getting into that command staff vetting process, and being able to add Cooper to our mind trust, I guess you can say. But I have 100% confidence in soldiers like Cooper, and soldiers in like Dio as well, which is a flight lead there. Which will create a lot of opportunity for our 3 cab to continue to grow and expand, and show what they do as a whole. So with that, that's really all I have in terms of promotion and awards. I wanted to make sure that we send off the lieutenant, if you see him, with a big thank you for his service, and congratulate him on another great tour. Tell him we expect him back here very shortly, and we'll see what role that maintains. But ultimately, I did say I wanted to touch base and talk a little bit about our deployment that we're coming up on. I know we've been teasing this for, I know we talked about it a little bit last month. We did have a command staff meeting at the end of January here, to where squad leaders were invited. And we gave the squad leaders a quick brief of everything that's going on in terms of what our FTXs look like, the phases that we look like, which all of us should know. I think Sergeant First Class and Lieutenant Vandal did an outstanding job in explaining that process and what that looks like. But ultimately, the Department of Defense has ordered us, the 3rd Infantry Division Realism Unit, Alpha Company, and the 3 cab to prepare for deployment to Turkey. I know, big shock, right? Everybody saw that map get put in, and well, that was a dead giveaway. However, not necessarily. I mean, there's maps that we utilize that just because the terrain says that or the map name says that, we use it for a terrain. However, this one is that we have a deployment coming up this spring to Turkey. Alpha Company will be stationed in the southeast Anatolia region to provide security for critical NATO assets, including the, oh boy, Top, you're going to kill me with these names, Inkralkit Air Base, as well as a radar station, part of the NATO mission, NATO missile defense. In addition to smothering the Turkish insurgency in country, regional threats, actors like ISIS and Al-Qaeda affiliated terrorist groups, the HAD, Haras al-Din, has been insurgent along the Turkish-Syrian border in recent months. Trust me, we're going to have an entire public affairs article about this, so that it'll be out there. But Alpha Company will be deploying, our 3 cab will be deploying here in the coming months. Alpha Company, all soldiers, will be conducting by squad rifle qualifications. Those that recall coming through, if you haven't qualified in the last 3 months, we all have to go through a requal. And our First Sergeant and FIG will go through that with each squad, squad by squad, knocking them out. Ideally, again, if you haven't qualified in the last 90 days, it's a must recall. No recall means no deployment. First Sergeant Brock will post dates for each squad on the calendar, so try to make each squad leader make sure you're present, and we have accountability of our troops. The final phase of our FTX coming up here in the March, early April timeframe will take place at our NTC Center, our National Training Center at Fort Irwin. Alpha Company will return kind of to that area, that Death Valley, to train for desert combat operations once again. Turkey in its region, along the Syrian, Iraq, and Iran borders. If you know your geography a little bit, there's a lot of possibility there on where that goes. Having deployed here, we've done deployments in Iraq, we've done deployments in Afghanistan. Obviously, we just got done doing, our European theater. This will bring a slew of other conflicts for us to battle and handle. But ultimately, I think the amount of forces that we'll be taking on and the type of training that we're going into will be extremely vital to our success in really getting into Turkey and working with our NATO allies there. Um, Ultimately, the deployment time frame would be similar to Blue Giant, to where we would be going through NTC and deploying throughout the spring, summer, fall into winter time frame, so that we get back into combat operations as kind of quick as possible, but ultimately make sure that we go through every step for that deployment. There's a quite a bit of information that we'll be releasing here and there through our public affairs. First Sergeant is one of our journalists there, so he'll be able to release a good amount of information going through there, along with the amount of work that it takes to come up with every warno, every mission, every patrol, the work of our S2 between our First Sergeant, Lieutenant Tucci, as well as potential readiness NCO that'll be coming back into the unit. We'll be able to get a large amount of content and really our soldiers ready to go for this event and for this deployment. So extremely looking forward to that. The operation name hasn't been selected yet. So that's something that S2 is working on, and obviously we will be able to put together a good news article for it. Pending timeline and whatnot, public affairs might be able to get out a video for the deployment like we did for Operation Blue Giant. So really just stay tuned, and we got a lot of work to do ahead of us for February and March into April. So hopefully we're all on board, ready to rock and roll, and hopefully kick some ass. So without further ado here, I'll kind of turn the platoon over to Sergeant First Class Winters. Go ahead, post. All right, right after this here, I'm going to stay live on the stream, and we'll go ahead and do that drawing. All right, take charge. Let's dismiss the troops and get them ready for FTX. Who?
Copy that, sir.
Oh.
All right, Widowmakers. We are 12 minutes away from the leadership loading time for our last red phase during our FTX. So as we discussed yesterday, we're going to be going through convoys, and you know the drill by now. So squad leaders, take charge, and we will see you in about 40 minutes.
Oh.
You're dismissed.
Ooh. All right. So let me get down here. All right. So next up, I'm gonna make sure that there hasn't been any late additions. There wasn't supposed to be. All right. So next up, boom. All right. So going into our giveaway, those that participated in joining the Steam key giveaway during our fourth quarter podcast here, you can see that we, for not lack of better terms, not auction off, but had some hoops for soldiers to jump through to earn a Steam key given away for direct contact. We recently just put out a video for direct contact as well. It'd be really our first, I guess, like function video. The other one was more like a hey introduction to the game. Direct Contact is a game that is currently in development. As you can see, there's quite a few, I guess, other things that you can talk about. But Direct Contact is a game that is currently in development. We will be really getting close as a unit to it. Hopefully supporting it when the time is right. Ed and his team, Ed and Lemon are the main devs. If you haven't already, check out their Discord. Please add the game to your Steam wishlist. Right now we're in the closed alpha, or the pre-alpha of it, to where you get the game only through being a Patreon member. In this case, the 3rd Infantry Division is working on becoming a partner with Direct Contact. So that adds us to have a couple of keys to give away. In this case, I'm giving away one key to a soldier that went through, hit the like button on the video. As you can see, we have 27 likes. Make sure that they hit that subscribe button or that little bell saying, that they are, they're going to follow our content. And then ultimately reply HUA. So you can kind of see we have 51 comments of soldiers, and anybody that watched their video here went through and typed HUA. Ultimately, the way this is going to work, I took all these names, which is currently 21 names from this list. So you can watch this on playback here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Sorry, 22 names. Let's make sure I have that right. Here's all the names. So you can see 22 names. So hopefully you see your name on there. I see we have a couple of you in the chat right now. So ultimately what we're going to do is be able to put these 22 names into this wheel. So the way this works is each one will have a name, right? And then we will just spin the wheel. And that is it. All right, so the winner will win. And you can kind of see this is what will pop up when we hit that result of the winner. If you're in this stream and are going to, you win it and you're here, perfect. Just contact me. Our Discord is in the description of this. You're more than welcome to, yeah, thanks, X. You're more than welcome to hit me up on Discord. I am in the Discord for Direct Contact. Please just give me a quick message. We'll chat a little bit. I'll need verification, of course, that you are subscribed. That's part of the thing. That you're subscribed, you liked. So if you're here and you haven't already, and you put who in there, you still got a couple seconds to make sure that you're subscribed and like our content. But ultimately, I appreciate everybody that went in. I understand not everybody watched the whole hour and a half, so I could see that through that. But I will be doing other Steam key giveaways and announcing them, as I do have a fair amount of keys to give away. Some to our soldiers in the 3rd ID that I'm saving, but then to soldiers within DC Discord that are just waiting their turn. Maybe you guys are a Patreon member for a lower level and you have to wait a couple months. I will be doing some of that. With Ed and Lemon's support, I'll be doing a lot more videos throughout the time, and there might be some giveaways in those videos as well. But ultimately, I appreciate everybody that has come through. So, already, and by the way, you wanted to say "hua" out of excitement. Hey, I like that, Neon. All right, so we'll get this going. Here's our 22 names. A mix between 3rd ID soldiers and soldiers just out of the DC Discord. We're going to make sure all 22 are there. So you see the up top 22 entries right up here. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 with 20, 21, 22. All right. Make sure your name's on there, definitely, if you're watching this. Let me know if it's not. This is the easiest way to do a drawing, I think. All right. Moment of truth. And the wheel's away. And the winner? Oh, just skipped. Oh, looks like Skimpson. If you're here, please contact me. If I don't hear from you, I will try to make contact via YouTube and message you there. Ultimately, please hit us up. Very close, very close. You're like 1-2 away. Under Muffin just got skipped, man. But I highly appreciate everybody that signed up, everybody that's here, and stopped in, stayed for. I know some of you stayed for the entire promotion award. You're not even in the third ID, so I really appreciate that. But if you're not, check us out. We are going to be hopefully launching into DC and being a milsim that supports direct contact and be a big part of in-game and development and moving forward. So check us out if you haven't already. But again, check other videos. The whole point of you guys in as a subscriber is that we will be posting videos and doing more giveaways in the future here of Steam keys. It's something that we are very blessed with, to be able to be a high functioning partner with DC and get in there and be a big Patreon supporter and be a hopefully a partner with them. So yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we can do it. But thanks again. Skimp Sen, if you're watching now, please contact me. If I haven't heard in the next 24 48 hours, I'll reach out to you. So please, or if anybody in the chat knows him and is easy to look up on the DC chat Discord, hit that up. But I will for sure be copying and pasting that name into that Discord. Other than that, thanks everybody. I'll be dropping stream here, and then I'll be going into our 3rd Infantry Division FTX, which is based around Arma. But thanks again. Sorry for those that were so close. Undermuffin, you're here too. So close, dude. So close. But definitely sign up again. I'll be having another video come out in the coming months and weeks to hopefully get some people the access the game now. This is the highest level that you can have of the game, and you get it right away. Signing that NDA and whatnot. But all right. Any questions thus far? I appreciate it. Everybody stopping in and saying hi and participating. I absolutely do. Sweet. You too, guys. Thank you. If you haven't already, check out our most recent target down Iraqi video. We just posted this one a couple days ago for direct contact, and should be pretty awesome. I know Lemon and Ed just released the weapons malfunction, which has been pretty sweet to check out. So. But I'll be coming back live in roughly about 30 minutes. So appreciate everybody stopping in. Take care.